Advanced online teaching. We are so lucky to be teaching online. We are practicing skills that would have taken a long time to learn in real life. For example, we don't have to manage disturbances and problems with student behavior. Instead, our focus is on presenting the lesson and engaging our students. With that time, we can accelerate our teaching skills because with online teaching, we don't have to worry about other distractions. But online teaching is in its infancy. As teachers, we should master the basics, learn how to use the software, develop lessons, and teach online. As time passes, we should look towards advanced teaching skills and new strategies to engage learners online. I have already spoken about basic tips for teaching online. In this video, I will share 10 advanced online teaching tips. But before I do, I want to tell you about today's sponsor for this video, Qkids. Qkids is a leading online education platform that connects English teachers from the United States and Canada with over 800,000 Chinese students. The pay is $16 to $20 per hour and there's no lesson planning required. They use a game-based curriculum and teach online through fun, dynamic learning experiences. Qkids is a friendly and engaging platform for teachers and students alike. They also have a YouTube channel and Instagram account where they share ideas and resources for online teachers. I've put a link in the description below. After this video, check them out and subscribe to their channel. Back to the video. Here are the 10 advanced tips for online teaching. Number 1, planning. Before we start, we've got to take our learners' circumstances into consideration. Do they have access to a computer or phone? A stable internet connection? What are their digital habits? Do they watch YouTube lectures? Do they consume more visual content like Instagram photos? Do they voice or video call their friends? Do they chat via WhatsApp? Find out where they are and create content suitable for them. What is the most effective platform to reach them? The answers to these questions will determine your strategy for the future. Asynchronous or synchronous? If you are in the perfect world where every student has access to a digital device and a stable internet connection, here is what I believe. Use blended learning. Send them information and material before class starts that they can consume on their own. But also do real-time Zoom or Google Meet classes for students to practice higher order thinking skills. For example, every Saturday before my classes start, I send my students a short video explaining what we will do in the next class and what they need to prepare. Vocabulary, grammar, and something they should prepare for class. Then, like clockwork, I have weekly classes where we focus on practicing the skills they need. I put them into groups to work together and I can give feedback to make corrections. So, make learning easy and engaging. Give them guidance via short messages, video or audio. Then hold online classes for them to practice valuable skills. Number 2, background and sentence starters. Most students will be nervous and reluctant to answer questions at first. It might be because they need more time to formulate answers or they don't know how to answer. Therefore, we need to help them with training wheels. Give them sentence starters to help explain themselves. These starters you can have on the wall behind you or on your screen if you're using a digital background. I think that, I agree with, I don't believe, I have a question about, I don't understand. Also, there are many new ways to use our backgrounds. Make sure to have some helpful vocabulary on this screen. If you can't do that, then hang it in the background. Have props. Use whatever is available to you to engage the students. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to be an entertainer, but you have to learn how to be entertaining or capture their attention. Use props, colorful backgrounds, make it fun. Use a topic for the week. If it's travel, have a big Lamborghini as your background. Zoom even has new filters and backgrounds that you can use to make learning fun. Number 3, prepare for problems. There will always be issues with technology. Have a backup plan in case the student's computer doesn't work or they have audio problems. If your mic explodes, whatever can happen most likely will. Send a list of online procedures to the students before their first class. They will have less anxiety if they know exactly what to do if there are any technical problems during class. In the first days of school, Harry Wong explains that every teacher should teach their students the rules and procedures for class. Successful classrooms are those where students know exactly what is expected of them and how to do it. Now that we are moving into online classes, that principle has not changed. Tell your students what to prepare, how to join class, what they should do in discussions. If their technology fails, how can they get into contact with you or get information from their classmates? If their sound goes off, what do they do? If they get disconnected, how can they rejoin? How students can get in touch with you and each other if they are doing group projects. The most important thing about online classes is being able to reach your students as quickly and effectively as possible. Most teachers communicate via LMS, Google Classroom, ClassDojo, or email. I prefer using a messaging app like WhatsApp because I know that 100% of my students have it and regularly check it. I can send them messages, voice notes, video, and I know that they will all read it within an hour. They can also send me questions that I'll get immediately and reply quickly. That's way better than having to send a long email just to answer a short question. Explain the procedures in class with your main activities and how to submit homework. Number 4, students as the original creators. Engaging learners and keeping their attention is the primary duty of online teachers. The best way to do that is by making them the focus of your lessons. Their lives, likes, stories should all be the driving force behind your content. Stop trying to teach them from a book or using your own experiences to push the lessons. Get your students to share something of themselves at the start of every lesson as a warm-up. In your weekly video or pre-class message, ask them to prepare something. Find a photo from their weekend, their pets, places they want to go in the future, past trips, memories, birthday presents, parties, a photo with their best friends. If they don't have photos, ask them to draw a picture. If your topic is animal, let them draw their favorite. Try and link it to the topic or the theme from that week's class. Otherwise, do a show and tell. Bring something from home. The greatest advantage of students learning from home is that they can share stuff from their homes. We can't do that in class, but now they can provide content for the lessons. They bring the connections to their lives. Before every class, first think to yourself, how can my students share something from their own lives to add to what I'm trying to teach them in the lesson? They can discuss it with their friends and they can ask questions and explain more about what is happening in their lives. Number 5, get the students to master the platform. If you are using Zoom, Meet, Skype, or any other platform, you remain limited if you and your learners do not know how to effectively use it. Don't be boring and send them a how-to video or translated text if you're teaching English. Get them to engage with the platform by playing competitive games and thereby also learning how all the functions work. How do you do that? I play games called pickers. Whenever I want to pick students to do a demonstration or decide the order in which they have to do a dialogue, I play a game with them. If I want to teach them how to use the whiteboard function on Zoom, for example, I open up the whiteboard, allow annotations and tell them, the first 10 people that write their names down are exempt from doing the dialogue. They rush to figure it out. All the students trying to write down their names, and eventually they figure it out. I do the same with messaging. Send me a public message with what number you want to do your presentation. Send me a private message with your name. They can also learn how to do the react functions. The last 4 people to show me a thumbs up have to answer the questions. Students have fun, and you get a way to control the class by being the leader. By playing these games, they can become more competent at using the app. Get them to practice using the whiteboard to save their content. Before we go any further, I want to remind you again. If you want to find more tips and ideas for teaching online, check out Qkids. They recruit teachers from North America to teach English to classes of up to 4 students and also provide training and support. To learn more, check out Qkids' YouTube channel and subscribe.